What's going on, people? I'm Koli Obasa. Last Sunday, I and a million other English football followers thought football was coming home. And then this happened.
And it's saved. And Italy are the European champions.
Naively, I thought with the easing of lockdown restrictions and the general feel-good factor generated by the English football team during the Euros, we had bonded as a country and racism was, well, a thing of the past. After all, football was supposed to bring us closer together. And then this happened. It got me thinking, will racism ever end? What's going on, people? This is Koli Obasa of thisKoliObasa.com. Did you forget? It took less than 10 minutes after Sarcasmus for all that to happen. Heroes 1 minute, monkeys the next. These reactions have only gone to show that though we eat together, live together, work together, some people still harbor hatred towards black and brown people. It's not the first time black footballers have been subject to this type of treatment. It happens quite often. There's been loads of talk about it. In fact, just recently, a group of Premiership players, as well as some other black and brown athletes, decided to shun all social media for a day. Why are some people so quick to resort to this type of online abuse? Let's look at some of the things that have enabled this abhorrent behavior. Politicians and the government in general have a huge part to play in the fight against racism. Admitting it's a problem is perhaps the first step. However, the Commission on Race and Ethnic Disparities, a review set up by Boris Johnson's government after Black Lives Matter anti-racism protests, later found that the UK no longer has a system rigged against people from ethnic minorities. Basically, it's saying the UK is not systematically racist. This flies in the face of the realities on the ground.
I think this report actually takes us backwards in the debate on race, because you can't get racial justice if you're not willing to acknowledge there's an issue. And this report is actually taking us backwards and saying it's about class, it's about other things. Of course, race and class and geography interact, but we know the stats point us to the fact that race is an issue, and to turn your back on it is very sad news for Britain's black and brown communities.
The symbolism of taking the knee by English footballers was also tarnished and politicized when Boris Johnson and a minister in his government, Priti Patel, refused to condemn people who booed the players for making the anti-racism gesture. How can a simple anti-racism act, like taking the knee, be such an issue for anybody? Priti Patel went on to say it was gesture politics. Social media companies are simply too slow in clamping down on online abuse. Some of the racists who abused England's black football stars on Sunday night have a history of abuse online. Yet, we are allowed to keep their social media accounts. The online racist abuse aimed at England players during the early stages of the Euros was allowed to fester online for several days after the match. No surprise then that this racist behavior we witnessed on Sunday night had more validation. There are simply no proper moderation techniques, absolute reliance on algorithms. We can't fully blame social media for all this though. After all, it's a system, not the cause. The British press, especially tabloid newspapers, is not completely insulated from this. Over the years, some of their coverage on black footballers have helped fuel racism. Take a look at these two headlines for example. With the way it is worded, the black player, Tosin Adarabioyo, is painted in bad light, and all he did was buy a house for his mum, same as the white player, Phil Foden. So when black people or people of color in sports or any other area of public life excels, that person is British. The moment there's a disconnect, you start seeing headlines like British-born Nigerian or British-born Jamaican. The European Commission Against Racism and Intolerance, ECRI, concluded in 2016 that some reporting on immigration, terrorism, and refugee crisis contributes to creating an atmosphere of hostility and rejection. While this video is highlighting racist abuse in the game of sports, obviously, it goes a lot deeper than that. Racism happens in all walks of life in this country, not just football. It's just that this time around, people used football as an excuse to show their true feelings. The vitriol, hate, bile that people feel entitled to post on social media has to stop. There will always be people who will act and say and do stupid stuff. Social media companies can do better by taking the power away from these people. So, will racism ever end? Well, if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I'm Koli Obasa. See you in the next video, and God bless.